Alright, what is good, everyone? It's your boy Jedi, and we're gonna go through all the news for your Gears eSports with rosters and everything that you need to know. So, the first thing I want to do here, guys, is we're gonna go through the bracket for the first week of the Pro League qualifier. As you can see, KCP, their rosters: Pel, Critical Kyle, Detox, Aversa, and Clouts now. And I'll talk to you later why it's Clouts is on the roster and not Shock. On top of that, they will be playing against Toxic, and when I post this video up, these matches will start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm pretty sure on live.gearswar.com. But I'll put the matches and the link in the description down below for you guys. So who they're playing against is Crash, Speedy, Cells, upcoming player in Cells, Soto, and Rezik. Soto, Rezik, and Speedy have played with each other in the past with that bot roster where they had Frag Out and Excels, and this is the different, cells. It's funny how that works on the bot roster, and I'm pretty sure they had like placed top 3 or something at that event. I don't remember what event it was, so I'm not surprised they're here in top 4. These are all pro players, and they got a high slaying power and Cells up and coming player. He's been learning a lot, going through his ups and downs. I think this is his year. He's gonna make it. I feel confident he'll make it in the pro league with these guys, as long as they're not toxic, which is funny how they have it there. But this is a great roster. And then on the bottom side, I did play in this tournament. We got knocked out by some Latams. The Pop 2 guys got 2-0'd. Unfortunate, connections with one of our teammates. But we did make it close. We lost 5-4, 5-4. And for that team to, take a map off of Rebel. And I haven't even played the game in like so long, like competitively wise. So, brings my hopes up a little bit, And then on the top 4 matchup, you have Rebel versus Vanquish. You have Crack, Demon, Cardia, Avarice for Flame. Pretty solid roster. But then you got Vanquish, which you have Precision, Reptilian, Acels, Vital, and Handles. And for my prediction, because that's what we're gonna do here. For my prediction, I think Toxic will beat KCP. But it could go either way. But I see Vanquish beating Rebel, and I see Vanquish winning the whole thing. I think, to be honest, they're the best team in this whole, out of all these teams that aren't in the Pro League already. I also want to go through the news update for EGL. They have 10 weeks of prize tournament earnings for European and South America. And there's a split finals for $2,500. We could go click on this, and we could go through the news as well. EGL. So, split finals, 6th of December, week 1. You could sign up here. 5v5 single elimination. View more. So, after the first week, so what the whole point of this EU and South America thing is I'm pretty sure most of these teams are just going to be pickup teams because there's not much money in it. But guys, please, if you're European or from South America, you guys are, I'm sorry to say this, but you guys are our guinea pigs. You guys are the testers for what Microsoft and their program, their esports program on what's going to be successful or not in the future for, potentially maybe in the second half of this season for Gears esports. And the whole point of this is to give your feedback on what should be in the game. So depending on game modes like Gridiron or Escalation, maybe play 4v4, what maps should be in the game. You guys have all the freedom in the world to what you think should be in the game. and what must be in the game. Because the other pro players, they had a vote, and apparently they wanted 5v5. They want to keep their butts safe, you know, from this, their salaries and stuff. Which I know the game for that game mode, for at least escalation, it probably runs smoother 5v5, but in the long run, when they make more maps and in the future going into Gear 6, Gears of War just needs to go back to 4v4. And there is a good reason when they had it, when they released Gears 4, Gears 5 of that, like Gears 1 style of that special execution event. And the whole point is there's more like outplays and skilled 1v1s. There's not many lanes that can be filled out. Less Lancery, more Nashery as they would say back in the day. But yeah, come on guys, like submit your survey, put 4v4 at least. I don't really care about the maps because the maps are shit. They need to just make better maps. And I don't know what they can do with escalation, but hopefully you guys have the bright ideas on what escalation needs. I know people have talked about how, like, when the game starts off, the hills should just cap on its own, so there's no like stalemates or something like that. But who knows? So that's EGL. Hopefully you guys do a great job and help us, you know, build a future for Gears eSports. And on top of that, I'm gonna go through all these teams in the bracket. Actually, I'm gonna go through the news for you guys on who's on what team. So Shock, he's decided to go on a route for considering playing COD, but I low key think he might be part of Hive as well as like a side hustle, like in the gaming wise. Because I'll tell you later on. Kansas City Pioneers, they also signed the homie Perpetrator as esports manager. I still think they have Jared as coach. We're gonna go through here on these. Nope. So Hive, as you may know, I'm gonna go here with the coach, Coach Crazy Train. He does not have coach for Hive or whatever. Hasn't tweeted anything. I think the team is splitting up potentially, or he's kind of fed up with it. Like when you're a coach, you want your teams to stick together because you've been working on the chemistry. You've been building on that, and I honestly feel like someone on Hive is going to UIU. And the reason for this is on the news update of Mental. He is also pursuing a career in COD. If you want to watch that video as well, you could click on that if you want as well. Elevate, they announced their roster. They got beat by Vanquish 2-0. I don't know the map count, like the individual maps and the map count, but it was 2-0. They have exclusive Gary Dragons, Nero, Krabbies, and then Chronos as coach. Pretty solid roster. They know how to hit their shots, right? It's a very high skilled roster. Dragons, who came over from Europe, who was MVP in the European League. Also want to show you guys this roster. They're a pretty solid roster. You got Quoj, Manic, Toides, Level, Symphonic, called the Apricity eSports. It used to be part of Carnage Black, but they moved on. Carnage still kept one of their teams. They made a roster shift, made some like changes. They got Ottens, a veteran, Dyslexic, a young prodigy, Faint, B-God, and Absence, and then Abris as coach. And then we're gonna go through this. we didn't want to go through that. And then on Noble, as you guys could see here, they also have Lava on their team. They did drop Lanarchy to bring in a champion. Maybe the championship pedigree will, push forward this Noble roster and help them win a championship. Ever since they got Lava, they've been winning online tournaments, UMG tournaments, emergence days. So the sky's the limit, the potential. Chaos here, moving over to F and I, playing with his homie Sleefer. He's also playing with Crystallize, Fiercely, and I forget who else. I have it in another section. This move is clearly so this man. I'm pretty sure it helps with F and I with their slaying power because Krabby's left them to join that high skilled hit shot roster and elevate. And this just made it easier for Chaos to move over from Rebel to F and I. He doesn't have to play in these Pro League qualifiers. So then obviously Rebel, they picked up Reflame. They did have him before, and once Chaos left, he moved on to F and I. As you can see here, he was on that roster. He left once the Krabbies left F and I. Also want to make a shout out Pittsburgh Knights. They dropped Crack, obviously because due to the scandal or whatever that had Choche and Desonide banned for the rest of the season. Now that we're in season 2, they re-picked up Dezo, as you can see here, and they dropped Crack. As you know, he is on Rebel. Vanquish, with their pickups, they picked up Vital Sam, Wager God, and then Reptilian, the homie, as well. He performed very well under PDHM with his old roster, which had Tactics, Perf, and Crushmo, and Dazed. So, Vanquish had Twista and Yachty, and, they added more slaying power and potential to this roster. Put Vital Sam's on Holmes. He's a wager 1v1, 2v2 god. Makes sense there. They add more slaying power with Reptilian. And he's a good teammate player as well. Makes sense with these rosters. And then PDHM, they went on with the LATAM route. They still kept their LATAM team in Boss Gunner, Overdose, Gangster, and Emerald. So I just want to go through the bracket. But before that, let's go through the rosters. View. We're just going to go like this. So on UIU, this is my prediction. What's going to happen? Like, you got Powers, Kenny, Explosive, and Gilbert. Mental is going to be in the substitution spot if someone can't play that day or whatever the case may be, which is just a great substitution. Like, this guy's a god. MVP of our fucking game, right? I think they'll just go back with picking up Solars. They won championships with him in UE and also Gears 4 and in Gears 5 already. They won championship in the Invitational, I think. So it would just make so much more sense. But there is a potential of TJ. I'm pretty sure it's just on how well they click and the potential with these rosters. Maybe even Noe. These guys are young, talented players. And the reason why I say Shock could potentially be on Hive is if Solars does get that spot, then I could just see Shock as a backup plan. He doesn't make it in COD. He knows these young guys. He's really good friends with them. It makes total sense with Hive, right? So on Rise, I don't see them making any roster changes. They're going to keep it the same. Pittsburgh Knights, same thing. Noble, I already told you guys earlier, they added Lava, dropped Lanarchy, and then with F and I as well, the Krabbies left to join Elevate and They picked up Chaos. Vanquish here, like I said before, they picked up Reptilian and Vital Sam. They dropped Yachty and what's his name? Twista, my bad, brother. On Rebel, they did drop Flame to pick up Crack, and then Chaos left Rebel to join FNI. So he don't gotta play those pro player qualifiers. Then they re-picked up Reflame. Makes total sense there. KCP. Shock left him. He's going to pursue in COD, but if it doesn't work out, he's probably going to go to Hive already in the Pro League. And obviously, they picked up Clouts because of Kyle. He's good friends with him. Good close connection. Makes sense. Kyle's probably the IGL of the team. Elevate. You got Krabbies, exclusive, Dragons, and then you got Narrow, and who else is it? It was back there, but this is a high potential. Like, this roster is either it's gonna go Super Saiyan on you and like 2-0 you, or they're gonna get 0-2'd. Like they're literally a coin flip in my opinion. They're just all slaying power, no brains in my opinion, but all slaying power. Carnage Gaming, you got Ontons, Faint, Dyslexic, B God, and Ambers, or whatever his name is, Absence. They're okay, solid roster. They could potentially make it. And then this is Toxic. I think they'll make it in the Pro League. You got Soto, Crash, Rezik, up and comer, Cells, and Speedy. I also want to go through my notes here on the other rosters. You got Any Given Sunday. Here, we'll make it bigger for you guys. Any Given Sunday, you got Raiden, Osby, Atomic, Azurius, Twista. Got some former pros and players that have been in the scene for a while that could do pretty well. You got Cracked. You had Birdie, Sleepy Time, Siaz, Morty, and Perfection. All former pro players. Surprised they didn't reach top 4. I'm not sure if they reached top 8. For fun, these guys are all pretty good, solid players. You got a Missive, Solubles, Burst, Mers, and Dom. I only put this one here because they're the homies. Goosebumps, another solid roster with some pro players and up and coming. You got up and coming Flash. He plays top 12, playing with Bernie and them. It seems like they broke up. Got Hefe, used to be former Hive. Lux Clutches. Vanish, who is Tactics, PDHM Tactics, and he's along with his former pro teammate in PDHM days. I don't wonder where they placed in that tournament. It's time. You got Ice Toxic, PG Jack, Soulfuls, Rapids, and Shockwave. They're a solid roster as well. Mood Swings, looks like it was like a pickup team. You had Exist, Scabsy, Crushmo, Witchy, and Blast. And that's about it, except for this, the People's Champ. You had Pushies, Rocky, Reliant, Dissect, some young talent. They're going to be under Eternity, it looks like. I'm not sure if they're all going to be together. These are the rosters that could, like, change within the next Pro League qualifier. But it's a pretty solid roster. You got a vet, an IGL, who could teach these young guys, and he could probably potentially make it in the next, qualifier or whatever. But let's go through the bracket again, guys, and see where those guys placed. So top 4, you had KCP. Top 8, you had Wholesalers. Looks like this team, they've been getting better. They've been getting high placements, improving some of those players. Let's see in here, Goosebumps, Control. Let's go on to the top. See if any of them had a crappy bracket, got screwed over. Carnage Gaming, PDHM, Latam. They had to play each other. Round 4. That must have been heartbreaking. Nameless E, Exile. Mood Swings, they got 2-0'd. That is crazy. I would never thought Exist, Witchy, Scabsy, Blast, and Crushmo. Uh, Blast, Scabsy, Exist, talented players, former pro in Gears 4 and Witchy, and a vet and former pro in Crushmo, losing to PDHM, Boss, Gangster, and all of them who haven't even like touched the pro league. Just shows you that, team chemistry can beat, you know, talent, I guess. Majesty, this is another roster that's pretty good. You got Arthur, Vets, Perspect, Smokes, and Chippy. They're a bunch of grinders, so watch out for them in the tournament for next week. They might make like a roster change as well. You got Cracked. They got 2-1 by Apricity eSports. That's that makes sense. Yeah. Some of these players were in the pro league, I'm pretty sure, or they placed pretty well in tournaments. Maybe they cracked and them just didn't show up this Sunday. I could see them coming back, doing better the next Sunday. Any given Sunday, they lost to Toxic, so I'm not surprised there. Let's go here, Toxic. They got a free win. It went all the way, though, so it don't matter. Rebel. Team, Young Goons. Pop 2, nothing over here. That was us. We're called Smoke. We got 2-0'd. Vanquish in the People's Champ. So Vanquish beat Eternity's roster. So it was a hard match. Not surprised there as well. For fun, that's unfortunate. They had to play Vanquish round like 3, it looks like. So that's unfortunate there. They had to play like the best team in the tournament. Let's see here. You got all these rosters. It's time. Who's It's Time? Toxic and all them. They had a solid bracket. They beat everyone that they should. Elevate. Let's see. Boys. Yeah, they had a pretty simple bracket as well. Exiled Gaming, huh? So it makes sense for all these teams. They beat everyone that they should, to be honest. Maybe, where is it? Apricity. Like, this could have been either way. Let's see who Distracted is. Never heard of these guys. Goons. The homie Damage Tank and Geo. Just unfortunate. That was just a pickup team. This one was a hard match. This was a big, crazy match, but I'm not surprised Carnage won. And yeah, we just went through all that. But yeah, KCP Toxic. I'm gonna go with Toxic. They're gonna beat KCP. And then Rebel versus Vanquish. I think Vanquish is gonna win the whole thing. This one's probably gonna go 2-1. I think Vanquish is gonna 2-0 Rebel, and they're just gonna 2-0 the next team. But it could go 2-1, but I think Vanquish is going to win it all. So this is everything Gears eSports news, how the bracket went, my predictions, everything. If you guys like this video, I'll put like another long video like this with all those news and updates on Gears eSports. Who UIU is going to actually pick up? I think it's Solars, but it could be TJ. Let me know in the comments section down below on who do you guys think UIU is gonna pick up, and if Hive is gonna break up. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, that's it, guys, and peace.